Hey guys, welcome back. This is part 2 of the conversation on branding. I think it was heated, so
yeah, we had to like take a break and come back.
Yeah.
But still, who believe it?
Who believe it? In your feel you at it? No.
I don't think Shatawale is crazy.
Exactly,
I don't think
but he's making me believe
man.
that. But when it comes to Sarkodie, I don't believe what I'm seeing.
So then it means that what he's doing for his branding isn't working particularly. It doesn't mean that he's not branding.
No, he's
he
over
understands
branding.
that
I'm saying
branding
he's overdoing
is
it. He's doing
no,
it to the
maybe
point
he's doing
where
it the wrong way.
Also, you see,
not
Sarkodie is a
overbranding.
musician,
Okay. I don't
and I
understand
feel
what
like
overbranding
you
is.
get
But
to a
you're
point.
doing it too much.
You know the Jay-Z thing, eh? You know Jay-Z thing. Jay-Z had a brand. Jay-Z too has sort
Switched.
of over branded to a point
What's
where
overbranding?
Now,
Let's get that
let me
clear.
go. Jay-Z went from being a musician to branding himself as
a businessman.
Yeah.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
For him, his businesses are successful and everything, so that brand is working for him. Now, here's a situation with Sarkodie where he has moved primarily from like
Music.
that full rapper
Trying to,
branding,
like, go into political
so right now,
talks.
Sarkodie is a mogul. Like he's branding himself as a mogul with no businesses that are working.
And like,
So there is a disconnect.
yes,
So
and he
that's
talks about all
overbranding.
these
And
political
he's always,
things.
always talking,
Jay-Z talks
trying to-
about these politics things because he's actually like, let me say, Jay-Z is not going to talk about politics if he's not helping, if he's not giving lawyers to people to get black people out of
Jay-Z
jail.
doesn't talk. Jay-Z lets whatever he's doing
But he,
talk for
Actually,
him.
but
he speaks. He has, like, a lot of interviews,
He makes,
like, where he talks
makes
about
a
these
lot
things,
of
NY Times.
But Sarkodie doesn't do anything.
He doesn't do
he barges
anything
into
exactly.
conversations.
So he's not doing it. Like, so if Jay-Z, even if it's a facade that Jay-Z is selling, I'm going to believe it because I'm going to see that he's actually paying for black people to come out of jail. So if he's talking about politics and racism, I can understand. Sarkodie didn't even vote.
So Sarkodie
But then he's
is-
going to come out talking
So
politically
maybe
and all
what
of
he's
these
doing
things.
is starting. I feel
From
like
the
Sarkodie
front.
is starting from the
Thank
end.
you.
But even now,
Start from
we are
the
focusing
end,
too much on
and then now
Sarkodie.
coming
We are
back.
focusing, the idea, the argument I was making was when you put in that much effort into your branding, I don't think that it has a substantive effect on your music career in Ghana.
I feel-
Somebody like Stonebwoy, his branding has helped him to get to that point
true,
where he's
yeah.
getting all those
Yeah.
foreign collaborations
Yeah.
and things. But when it comes down to Ghana, Stonebwoy's this thing relevance now is because he released a great album that had back-to-back
Back
hits.
hits.
That is played everywhere on the streets. It has nothing to do because even Stonebwoy's branding is not properly felt yet. Stonebwoy is still a regular guy on the streets
yeah.
in Ghana,
I
but
disagree.
he brands himself.
I feel like that's probably his brand for the Ghanaian market.
Yes,
You see, so when I think about what happened at the VGMAs, right, and how everybody was talking about the situation, you'd realize that people talk about Stonebwoy expecting
More.
better of him,
Yes.
expecting more
Why?
of him. It's the part of his branding
yeah.
that he's put up.
Okay,
So
I get
do you,
what you're
do you understand? So much as it doesn't, and I get what you're saying about it not influencing the music necessarily, but then a musician, I think like in this day and age, and any artist goes beyond their product. Like there's always the things
I agree with that
on the side.
I don't agree with that for the Ghanaian market. The reason I'm saying this is
I think they do,
even
and
at
I
the
think
peak,
that it's
even at the
working
peak
for
of
Stonebwoy.
Shatawale being annoying and picking a fight every week with everybody's favorite artist every single week, Shatawale was bigger as an artist.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's
then
another thing I was about
it's
to
him
say.
being
That's
annoying that makes
No,
the
no.
attention
Shatawale-
But people
like
hated
attention.
Shatawale. People who hate Shatawale, and you'd have conversations with people
will
that
still listen
are
to
annoyed
him.
with Shatawale, and they're like, "This guy is a fucking boy. I had want nothing to do with him," and still jump to a Shatawale song.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying, that the product will sell for you in Ghana
Right
more
now.
than the branding. In outside the world,
The branding
your brand
augments
pushes
it.
your
More
thing.
than-
In
yeah.
Ghana,
No,
that's very
I feel
little
like,
for you.
So like outside in, when I look at like someone like Rita Ora,
Yeah.
right? Like this girl has like, what's it called? She's an ambassador for what? She's representing what? She has all these sponsorship deals, and yeah, she looks like she's doing great. Nobody ever listens to her.
Signing
Elsewhere in
deals,
the
and people
world,
probably listen
if
to
you're
it.
saying elsewhere in the world, your branding is what pushes your music. I don't agree with
I
this.
said it can in outside world.
I think
branding has a substantive.
I think
let me-
generally branding
let me-
just
let me put it
augments
this
what
way.
you're doing.
Let me
But I
put
don't
it
think
this
in
way.
Ghana
Even
it's a
here.
Let me put it this
substantive.
way. Let me use the same guy again. Sarkodie right now, the sort of brand that he has put out. If he didn't put that brand out, I feel like his music is still going to be.
Yeah, I think Sarkodie will still be putting out like his songs that he has right now. People will be, he'll be getting hits.
because
Right now,
he has
people
a-
can't relate
exactly.
to him because he's branded himself.
Right now, do you
to
know
a
what I
certain
feel like
point.
is happening? His brand is getting bigger than what he's
Yeah,
actually doing.
I agree with that.
You
Yeah,
understand? But Shatawale, on the other hand, Shatawale's music is still as big as the brand that he's trying to put out. He's not overdoing this. When he's
but
like,
that is all a part of his brand.
no, but you
But
see,
he's
when
not-
he's
it is not
insulting
about
people,
brand.
when
I'm
he's
not putting
insulting
in effort
people,
into branding. Having a brand, that's what I'm saying. Everybody has a brand. Shatawale has a brand.
When
That,
he's
Basa Basa.
Yeah.
Stonebwoy has his brand that we used to think Stonebwoy was cool, calm, and collected. Kwesi has his brand that he's this like grass to grace story, right? If Kwesi starts putting in effort and now chinchilla coats, people will start moving away from him. And maybe you would think that right now that is good branding because maybe he's putting effort to look like marketable globally, right? But the people here will start disliking you, and that's what I'm saying. That when you start putting a lot of effort, the brand that works in Ghana is being yourself, and when people like you for that, you are consistent in being yourself.
I don't think that the point
But
that you
putting
should be
an
making
effort
then
in-
is putting in an effort, because you can put in an effort and being your authentic self, right? You can put in an effort in being your authentic self and selling that
sounds
story.
like an oxymoron.
No.
You put
because,
an effort into being
yes,
yourself.
Yes, into selling that story. So that someone like Kwesi
selling
hold
the
on a
story.
second. So that someone like Kwesi if now we see him as grass, underground, whatever, and he's still going to make that sort of music that resonates with the people that he's grown up with, the people that have grown up to love him. Even when he's successful, if he continues to sell that, because branding is really selling a story to the people, if he continues to, even if it's in a more elevated manner, still sell that, you know what, I'm still this guy that understands that this is where I come from, this is who I really and truly am at the heart of it all, I feel like it will still work.
Let's use Sarkodie again for
That
this
was what he
argument.
was doing.
Sarkodie was doing that
That,
before.
and
He
then
went
he just
from
knew
being
exactly what I was about to say.
fast forward rapping guy who was speaking like very typical crude tree, speaking right, and we still love him.
Guy.
That's when he became the Azonto king. That was when Sarkodie started doing extra to make himself look like a Kanye West, Jay-Z.
So
that's when he
has
started
dissociated from his core base, his true story.
But that's the thing I'm saying, that in the end, the moment you start thinking about creating a brand, that is when you fuck it up.
About your brand. You need to think.
Let me tell you.
When I look at Kiddy music, look at Kiddy. Kiddy now, I see photos of Kiddy wearing multicolored, like all of that stuff. When I think of, well, maybe because I saw like Kiddy when he was like starting up and whatever, it's a bit like, okay, now
you think it is not him,
like, but then I get that it's because I've seen a different kind of Kiddy, but now Kiddy is all Mr. Lover, all the way on Love Me, fine boy, daddy, sugar daddy, and I think what he's doing now is fitting into that narrative.
But what I'm saying is that Fashion Nova brand that Kiddy is doing right now, I don't think that it is in any way affecting his music positively.
More people, like, listen, if you fall in love with him, all these girls are going to be like, oh my God, he's so cute, he's so
But
go and listen to the stuff that he puts out.
When Kwame Eugene was biting his lips and trying to be sexy.
Because Kwame Eugene is not sexy.
Why?
But you see, his music.
But that's what he's trying to sell.
That is the best. That is the best
but his
example.
music is selling more than Kiddy.
I think Kwame Eugene is doing better than Kiddy
But
musically in this country.
But
Kwame
he doesn't
Eugene
have his brand that
his
he's
branding
putting
that he has, and everybody is constantly laughing at him, even not on social media alone, in the mainstream. But he's making it without what you will call a natural brand.
But he's trying. All the clothes and the biting of
But
lips
it is,
is him putting in effort.
But that's the thing,
branding, and it's working.
That's what I'm saying. That so brand.
Are you trying to tell me that Kwame Eugene is selling his music because it's biting against
No,
lips and all
I'm
that?
saying that it's
the branding is not working, but his music is working. That's how you consciously deciding that I want to start looking this particular way and doing this particular thing. That's what I'm saying. That when you look at Shatawale has a brand that he is loud and he's crude and he talks by heart, right? You don't think that Shatawale sits there and plans that, okay, this week I'm going to insult.
But then it's something that's in there where he thinks, if I do this, Charlie is going to give me more. I mean, who knew Shatawale could be quiet and this very
that's just fear.
Quiet in what?
Fear of not making the Beyonce
Quiet
album.
in what? Yes, that is true.
That's just fear.
You sign an NDA, so it is not even about the brand. You sign an NDA.
I feel like Shatawale deliberately goes out of his way to be obtuse because he realizes that it works for him.
Let me just, and also, publicity stands are not branding. A publicity publicity stunt is not a brand.
Because I feel like that's what you are like.
That's what Shatawale does. Shatawale knows that.
Shatawale knows that if he attacks Stonebwoy today,
remember the conversation we were having the other day.
Someone that is basa.
But
you remember
that's the effort. It feeds into his brand.
But
of being
he's not consciously doing.
I feel like you are making.
I don't think he's dumb, man. I think he knows. No, I refuse to believe Shatawale is dumb and doesn't know the effects of what he's doing.
He knows that one. I know he knows it. What I'm saying is, you see, I think maybe we have different ideas of what we think branding are. It's what I think branding is, right? It's like how a business plans and say, this is how we want people to think of us. Right? So A, B, C, D are the things that we do consistently every day to give off this right? And what I'm saying is that if you look at it consistently, musicians that obviously go out of their way to do things,
put down like
their careers don't look as effective as, and that's why we're giving you the example of Sarkodie when Sarkodie didn't look like he was putting in an effort. You let me finish this thing. When I mean you can argue that when Sarkodie didn't seem like he was putting in an effort, he was making it big. Shatawale doesn't look like he's putting in a specific effort to come, because he's an annoying person who thinks that I will get attention. Let me tell you, a lot of these musicians and the things they do and the publicity stunts they do it because they know that if they are on radio a lot, when they release a song, their song will be played more, right? That is not branding. That's a publicity stunt and playing the game for the system. But when you talk about branding, that's what I'm saying. I think you are looking at branding in terms of a different idea.
So from what you're saying,
it won't help your music.
From what you're saying is that, like, what you are saying is that everybody
is doing branding.
What I'm saying,
it means that there's nothing I can do unconsciously that's not feeding into my brand.
No, obviously there will be things that you do unconsciously that feed into your brand.
So everybody has a brand.
Everybody has a brand.
And everybody is practicing branding.
No, someone like Shatawale, I think that he's branding himself.
I don't think so.
And I think that he does it so, and here you're going to pick on effortlessly, but then when I say effortlessly, he makes it look like he's not actually putting in any effort at all. And it's working because it goes along with what we've come to know him for, what we've come to love and hate him for. Right? Sarkodie is doing it, and it's looking like a painful process because Sarkodie has sort of disconnected from where his true core fan base was in love with him. At that point, he's moved away from that point, and that's why it seems like it's not working. Stonebwoy, it's working because he's fed it into us, and we've accepted it, and we now accept. Stonebwoy is a more refined version of Shatawale.
You know when Stonebwoy started? Think about when Stonebwoy started. When we heard about Stonebwoy, right? And now, can you tell, apart from the fact that he has more money now, can you tell a specific identity change in Stonebwoy? Apart from probably fixing his knee.
Now, I mean, when I think of Stonebwoy, I don't think that I would think of him as an entity. He's just some guy making music. Now, I see Stonebwoy as, this is Stonebwoy.
Because he has blown up. So that is a consistent blowing. What else about Stonebwoy?
But then now it's like, there's a particular image to him.
The image is that Stonebwoy is one of Ghana's biggest artists. I don't think Stonebwoy has changed. Shatawale, since he started, Shatawale hasn't really changed.
Shatawale has a specific. If you mention Shatawale, something comes to mind immediately.
Exactly, that hasn't changed.
Sarkodie right now, it's like
because something has changed. That's the argument.
No, Shatawale, you identify it because that is his brand. That's what branding is about. That you can identify this. Artists have good branding in Ghana. I wanted to. Which artists do you think in Ghana have good branding?
Stonebwoy.
You just said he doesn't have good branding.
How am I trying to say that he has the?
Are you saying who has a good brand or somebody who is branding?
And it's working, it's fitting into what he started off as, right?
So, but we are seeing him consciously brand himself.
But you know that the argument we were making was about the place in Ghana, and you haven't given any specific, because we've given the thing about Shatawale, who we don't think is putting in an effort into branding.
I think that he's putting an effort into it.
Yeah.
And it is giving him the musical success.
You see,
because Shatawale became big in Ghana music.
That's what I'm saying. That's why because doesn't mean that everybody is branding.
Do you think Stonebwoy's branding is what has now made him blow up?
In Ghana?
In Ghana, no. But
foreign, globally, yes.
Shatawale's branding.
No.
Shatawale doesn't.
No, Shatawale's branding. Sorry, he doesn't have it.
That is Shatawale. Shatawale no get branding.
Kiddy's branding is contributing to his musical success?
Who?
Kiddy.
That he
No.
started. So he started
No.
a branding process.
No.
You don't think that it will contribute?
Kiddy, Kwame Eugene, all
Kwame
of
Eugene
them,
has
it is
Kiddy
Richie.
branded as this.
Their musical success
Yes,
is Richie.
yes.
Yeah, we
But
are not saying Kiddy is
had
not
this-
branding, no. He's doing it, but it's not contributing
To his music
success. We are not
success.
saying he's not doing
contributing to
it.
his entire image. You see, I feel
But the
like
image,
being a
people don't
musician-
care about
Hold
his
on a
image
second.
when it comes
I
to
feel
the
like
music
being a
in this
musician
country.
is not. It goes beyond just the songs that you put out. It goes into.
Okay, so what you're saying is that if Kiddy was not putting out this sort of thing, he wouldn't be what he is right now.
If Kiddy wasn't.
Do you remember
This
Odo?
whole sexy thing.
You know Kiddy doesn't have a song that is bigger than Odo.
Sugar daddy.
You know
and all
Kiddy
these-
still doesn't have a song that is bigger than Odo.
I think that you are confusing this about if you put in effort into branding, then it means that you're going to have hits.
No,
songs,
I'm
everything
saying that
that's
the more putting in brand does not positively affect your music in this country. Because somebody you might like Kiddy, right? Because when somebody looks a particular way, it appeals to you. But I'm saying when you go into the general market, you, the musician, looking shepe and those things. Look at Patapa. What is Patapa's brand? He's a Jewish man. He hasn't branded
But
himself.
you can say Papa is a Jimmy guy because that's a brand that has come.
But that's
But
him.
who-
You
what-
don't think like
you
he's
He's a
pushing.
Jimmy guy.
Yes.
His music is Jimmy.
His interviews are Jimmy.
What does branding mean or look like for a musician?
I feel like we
Me, I feel like this one.
You see,
This one
we've
made.
gone off kilter, and now we're talking about does branding contribute to the success of a music? What does it look like? And that's
In
what I
Ghana.
think-
It looks like branding looks like Stoneboy. Branding doesn't look.
Me, I don't even think. I feel like.
What the over
I feel like.
Over
No, I
branding
feel
is
like
the
branding.
disconnect you're
I
talking
feel
about.
like. I feel like branding looks like Sarkodie, but in Ghana it doesn't work.
No,
Because Sarkodie is
I feel
branding.
like I feel like
I
branding.
think everybody has
I
a
feel
brand.
like branding
Being
is that
authentically
I
yourself
should be
is a
able
good
to.
brand.
I feel like branding is that even though you are consciously putting in effort to look at
didn't see
particular,
that.
I shouldn't be able to see that it's fake.
Okay.
And I feel like that's what branding is.
I think that's what
But
good
Sarkodie
branding
is-
should be. But
Okay,
what branding
alright,
actually
sure.
looks
It's
like
branding.
Ghana
Good
is
branding.
Sarkodie.
It's
When
branding,
people talk
but
about
it's bad
branding,
branding.
it's bad
Yes,
branding,
it's
and it
branding.
doesn't work in Ghana.
Sorry, yeah.
So yeah.
But like Stoneboy like this is putting in like conscious effort, but I don't feel like it's like
It is not flowing. It is not.
it's just
obvious.
happening for
It
him.
looks like
It's obvious.
it's organic.
It's
That's
line.
what works, and he's going in tandem with
Guys,
that.
I'm very interested in finding out from you guys whether
Yeah.
what you agree about this topic. What does branding look like? Do you think branding affects people?
And who
Drop
you
it in
think
the
has
comments.
good branding?
And who you think has bad branding apart from
Yeah.
Kwame
Actually,
Eugene?
so
Yeah. So yeah, guys, that is it. Thank you for watching. It's been
Don't
us.
forget to like, comment, subscribe.
follow us on Cheap Talk GH on Twitter.
Papa Kofi, Nahine, KJR. We'll see you next week.